Welcome everyone to round number 2 of the Epik Cards and Games Wednesday night local. Here we're going to see Kevin on the right versus Chris on the left. Kevin's playing the branded Magistus version of Dracotail, so going full combo here ideally, versus Chris who is playing Magical Musketeer Fiendsmith. Two unique decks, although branded Dracotail is ideally the better decks out of these. And here I noticed that Chris has a custom mat. I could be wrong, I don't know if that is Junji Ito artwork, but I also haven't read any of his work. I just recognize that he makes very unique looking characters for his manga. Anyways, here we see that the Ecclesia did not get stopped, which successfully brings out Cartesia from the deck. However, we do have to recognize that Kevin is locked now into level 8 fusions and synchro, so he's not going to be able to expand his combos too heavily. And here we see Cartesia plus the Malulu being used to fusion summon into what looks to be a Secretarion Dragon. And that is going to be what happens here. Now from here, Malulu will use its effect to go ahead and set probably a copy of Ketu here. He can go ahead, grab Ketu, and then get Lucius, normal summon Lucius to grab 5 mana, and then he can special summon out... actually, what would you do here? Because you have 2 spellcasters and 2 dragons, right? Do you just put back the Albaz? Oh, okay. He grabbed the wrong card. He meant Ketu. There we go. Now he's going to go ahead and activate the Ketu. And since he has a normal summon, he is going to be able to go ahead and bring out that Lucius here. Okay, actually, one thing that he could do... No, never mind. At this point, it's irrelevant. I was going to say he could synchro into the Magistus stuff, but it's not really necessary. Anyways, here we see the Lucius bring out the 5 mana. So yeah, one thing that he could do is he can special summon out Malulu and put back either Cartesia or Ecclesia. Putting away the Ecclesia back into the deck means that he won't have access to it later on as an interruption piece, but perhaps he doesn't need it, right? So Malulu will go ahead and put back the Ecclesia. He might play Fallen of Albaz like the OG, but if he doesn't, then this is honestly just fine. So now what he can do is make Arthalion by using the Lucius and the 5 mana in hand. Oh, okay. He's going for this play. Gotcha. Alright, we're going to go ahead and actually see him synchro then for the Magistus Zoroa. So this is going to go ahead and now equip the Artemis, which is going to allow him to get a spellcaster Magistus monster from the deck. I don't think that there are non-spellcasters, but I could be wrong, main deck wise I should say. So yeah. It looks like Chris's reading just to verify what the card does. So yeah, Artemis gets equipped to it from the extra deck. From here, Artemis will declare its effect. Maybe I should speed up the video a bit more. The combo that what's his face Kevin is going for is kind of he's moving kind of slow. That is straight up the what I'm trying to say here. Anyways, here we see Spenta get added. Spenta gets discarded to add the Crowley now. And then Crowley is going to go ahead and special summon himself. Likely fusion summon with himself. And what's his face? The Zoroa, right? But like, what does this get you ultimately? Like, you get the invoked fusion monster. And I don't know, that just doesn't seem too good. Okay, no, he goes for the Zoroa instead. And then the Zoroa is going to equip, and then it will allow him to have a monster negate. So here 5 mana is going to use this effect to fusion summon out for an Arthalion. So far everything has been legal from what I'm seeing. So, oh no, that Zoroa was in the middle column, but I guess it doesn't... It's not the biggest deal, I guess. So 5 mana fused with what? I see Crowley in the graveyard, but I don't see the Dracotail monster he used for 5 mana. So Arthalion's going to be able to select 2 cards from the graveyard. One of them has to be 5 mana, right? So it looks like he grabs Penta plus 5 mana, and now what Dracotail monster is going to set here? I couldn't quite tell you. It looked like a Pan, but, you know, I couldn't really see anything. Anyways, oh, I guess it was not a Pan. It must have been something else then. Here, Rahu's gonna send Pan from deck, 5 mana from hand, and let's see, spread out the grave more. I want to see what you used. It looks like there was a Dracotail monster though, so it could have been Urgula, like wholeheartedly. And if it was Urgula, then this makes sense because then he'll be able to add back 5 mana. So he sets Flame, he sets the Horn. And then if it was Urgula, we're gonna see him activate it right now to put back the 5 mana, and it was. Okay, so target the 5 mana to put it back into the hand. Unfortunately, if Chris does play any Bestials, I don't know that he does, but if he does, he cannot target any of these monsters aside from the Albion here, which would be the most important one. So now we're going to see end phase. We'll see if he remembers his triggers. Ecclesia comes back onto the field. Awesome. Cartesia should add himself back to the hand. And the Ecclesia if he wants. And then Albion to go ahead and set. He could keep the Ecclesia in the graveyard, but like, you know, it's probably fine to just summon it or add it back to the hand anyways. But it looks like he will not, so honestly, a lot of follow-up, a lot of good, you know, a big board presence. I mean, how do you break this here right away? Although I will say that I learned a lot about playing against Magical Musketeer, and I gotta say, they can put up a board of their own even going second. It's a little weird, but here we're gonna see Chris start his turn. Let's see. Okay, so he's playing some of the like TCG Fiend exclusives, right? So the track is going to be activated at the start of his main phase. No response from Kevin here. We're going to see Chris. Magical Musketeer. So yeah, I forget. These are actually light fiends, huh? He adds Starfire and is going to... Oh man. I wish I knew what that card was. I know it's really good fiend support type of cards. That one gets him the fusion spell, I believe, that lets him fusion from the graveyard. But what is its name? Only one way to find out, and that is to look up the last portion of his name, which is, I believe, Dawn is included. There we go. Buio, the Dawn's Light. Monsters in your left mode. Okay, that doesn't matter. If this card's sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Mutiny in the Sky from your deck to the hand. Okay. I don't know if he added it. I think he tried to declare it, but it might be in his hand. So let's see. Now back to the Magical Musketeer card. So we're gonna see him summon out the Starfire. Starfire, if a monster gets activated in its column, spell or trap card I should say, he gets to summon one from the deck. But here Kevin is immediately going to pay cost by sending the Dogma That Devours for the Fallen and the Virtuous in order to destroy the what's his face, the Starfire here. And then we're going to see Magical Musket Last Stand. So Magical Musket is a counter trap, which is going to negate and destroy the activation of the Fallen and the White. Here, we're going to see Zoroa, Chainlink 2, after Chainlink 1, Starfire tries to special summon, which negates a monster effect and then can destroy a card in the field by destroying a... No, I think it's sending a Magistus card on the field to the grave, right? So it's sending itself and then destroying the Starfire. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 trade, and 2 cards, but this is honestly going to favor Kevin a bit more in my opinion. So now we're going to see Engraver be sent to the graveyard in order to grab out Sanct. Yep. So here we're going to be able to see Flame be chained to the Sanct to prevent the token. And then we're going to see the Fallen and the Virtuous target the Sanct, sending a copy of Albion to pop it so that the target of Flame is no longer there. Okay. The thing is that I don't think Kevin is in a bad spot whatsoever, because he still has a fusion summon available, and he has a horn, which can bounce the sequence if Chris decides to go for a sequence play, and I feel like he's gonna have to. Then again, he might have Mutiny in the Sky, like I said, which also lets him continue playing, but I don't know how much. I know that if you're playing on chain cards, it could be pretty good, because then you can go for, like, I believe Aerial Eater, and then, you know, combo off from there, but this is unfamiliar territory for me. Okay, so we're going to see Horn activate, and the last card in Chris's hand was an Ash Blossom. Kevin looks like he was trying to get the draw off. Okay. Now, does the Ecclesia Dragon Synchro get him anywhere? Let's see. I believe not, but this card can summon a Fallen of Albaz. So if Kevin plays it at the right time, and he actually does have a Fallen of Albaz in the deck, he can put in some work here and make a Mirror Jade. But the extra deck is so tight for the Magistus version of the branded Dracotail list, so like there is a chance that he just doesn't play it, and it would honestly make sense for him not to do so, because you're just sacrificing a lot from the Artemis engine by not, you know, playing that, you know what I mean? So now, personally, I am a bigger fan of just the branded Dracotail stuff, because I like having access to Fallen of Albaz, right? The option to be able to go into the branded fusion monsters honestly feels really good, and it means that you can play multiple Arthalions, so you're not locked into two, so you can have a resource game, a proper one, and you can also play Lulu Lilith, you know what I mean? So there's a lot here that can go into his favor. So it looks like from here, Chris is going to scoop it up. Yeah. We're going to be back in game number 2. Alright, game number 2. Honestly, looking at what Kevin had, Chris kind of had a lot to try to power through with just Fiendsmith cards, and here he's showing us his hand. Looks like it was pretty bad. He drew the Buio, which is not a card that you... I mean, it's a good card to see. But like, it seems pretty mid in this circumstance. And he also is playing Foolish Burial. That's interesting. I guess he can send the Buio to get like the spell card, but is that worth it? I couldn't tell you. Here, though, we are going to see him activate it, and he's going to dump what exactly? An Engraver. I don't really agree with that play, only because, like, you're lessening the chances of seeing your Engraver, right? Which is going to allow you to play by discarding it and adding a Fiendsmith, you know, spell or trap. I wouldn't have done that personally. Here, though, Kevin starts her turn after Chris sets 2 in the back row, 1 monster, and passes. So it looks like the 1 Buio is not 1 card combo for anything. What does Kevin have? Okay, he has Zoroa. Zoroa is gonna attempt to equip. Is Chris gonna respond? Because I did see a Forbidden Crown in his hand, and it looks like he does not. So now we're gonna see Artemis being able to be used here to try to search for a Spenta. Although Kevin already has the Crowley in the hand, I believe. Crowley's gonna be able to be summoned, and then before committing to the synchro play, see, this is why you gotta play and take your time and not always move really fast, right? Like, you have to take things easy. I always tell people that it's like, yeah, you can play fast, but like if playing fast makes you misplay, then don't do it, right? Like, it's not gonna be to your benefit. Anyways, from here, he adds Spenta, and now I believe he's Synchro summoning in order to make the Zoroa Synchro. Let's see what he pulls out. Instead, he is going to go for the Ecclesia. From here, Ecclesia is going to trigger itself. It does not banish for cost, so if Chris wants to respond to it, he has to do it now, but he's not. So this is probably going to grab Fallen in the White, right? You know, at the very least, Kevin is able to get somewhere with his plays. Let's see here. And there is the Fallen in the White. And Fallen in the White is now going to attempt to special summon out Ecclesia from the deck. Remember, he is not locked here. The only time that the Fallen in the White locks you is if it summons itself from the hand. Now, he's looking at his hand here. Does he not? Okay, no, it looks like Chris is going to respond to the effect with Forbidden Crown. So for the rest of this turn, Fallen in the White is negated, cannot attack, cannot be attacked, cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, I think. Cannot be used as a fusion or link material. Kevin could respond to it though, right? Like you cannot respond with the monster, but you can respond with something else. And it looks like he has Fallen in the Virtuous in his hand, which means he could pop the Fallen to be unaffected, or at least to dodge the Forbidden Crown here before it resolves. I think I would do it. It's not like the craziest thing to say that like it could be worth it, because like you get another Fallen back in the end phase, and you know, the Ecclesia that he summons could do something. You know, tribute, special summon Fallen of Albaz, I guess. Nah, it really doesn't do nothing, huh? Oh well. He gets out the Incredible Ecclesia. From here, at the very least, he has follow-up, and that's like the good news. It looks like he's gonna use Spenta here, but what do you grab? Spenta could also like have use his effect to have something, but the monster on the opponent's field does not face up, so... Okay, looks like Buyu has more attack than Kevin expected. More defense, I should say. Let's actually look here and see how much. 15. Oh, okay, so they just are at a stalemate here. That's funny. The Fallen of Albaz actually would have done a lot of work here. So anyways, end phase, we're going to see Albion be negated with Ash Blossom, so he's not going to get a Fallen in the Virtuous. And then we're going to see Ecclesia Synchro come back, and that is about it. So we're going to go right back into Chris's turn, although if I was Kevin, I would have brought the Ecclesia Synchro in defense mode so that the Buyu can't crash and then search. I don't think it has to come back in attack mode. Yeah, no. Okay, well. Here, it looks like Chris is setting again? Okay. Oh, you know what? This is true. You could just go ahead and banish and summon, huh? And then end phase, we're going to see it come back. And Kevin's giving his opponent the deck to cut, but he didn't go through his deck. Oh no, he did, right? That's how we brought out the Fallen. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so what do we do now? I mean, we have damage, right? It's not game-ending damage, but it's damage. Or if he plays the Fallen, he can always like fuse off with the Buyu. It gives him a card, but like it might be worth it. I don't know what more you can really do here without having drawn a Dracotail monster, right? Oh, you know what? That's not true. You can go ahead for the Zoroa Synchro. Zoroa, equip anything. But then how do you bridge into the Invoke to pop it, right? I guess you don't. Okay, well here, Ecclesia is going to summon out the Cartesia from the deck. And warning is used on the effect to fusion summon. Okay. That means Kevin drew a Dracotail, right? Like, that has to be it? At least that's what I think. Honestly, this match is kind of scuffed now. Now I kind of see why they told me that they didn't want me to upload it, but... you know, it's fine. Like, on Chris's side, he just doesn't have anything to play with, sadly. On Kevin's side, it looks like he has a play now. So he does actually main deck the Fallen of the Albaz, so we're gonna see it be used to fuse into, what, Mirror Jade? It can't be Mirror Jade, actually, now that I think about it, because the monster's not from the extra deck. It has to be like Albion or Really? No targets. Okay, that's funny. So it looks like he's gonna make the Dogma that devours. But he could use Buyu, no? Wait, where's the Albaz? Grab back the cards. Oh, he's going for Zoroa Synchro first and then Albaz. Okay. I feel like I have to tell people this because if I don't, you're just gonna make the same mistake after watching this video. So Kevin decided to make Synchro and then decided to make the Mirror Jade. But that's not actually what happens here. What happens is that Kevin doesn't actually have a target to fusion summon. And if he does not, then what happens is you go back to the last legal action, which was the normal summon of Albaz, and that's about it. He would still have Fallen of Albaz on the field, his Mulchummy Fuwalos in his hand, and both the Fallen in the White and Ecclesia on the field, okay? So, for those in the future, that is how this would actually pan out, and then he wouldn't just be able to activate it. He would, in a regional or above, get a warning for an illegal play, but that's really it, like a PE minor, honestly. That's just normal. But here now we see Mutiny in the Sky be added by Buyu after it got ran over by the Mirror Jade. Should Kevin have banished it? Honestly, no. You could always save the Mirror Jade effect for later, and if it gets stopped, then it gets stopped, right? Now, Ecclesia I don't think is going to do anything, unfortunately. I think it's just a body at this point, because I think all three Albazes are in the graveyard at this point. This is where I think that he should have summoned the Dogma that devours. I think it would have been a lot better because then he would have been able to shuffle back. Oh wait, can I summon from the graveyard? Really? Oh, it can. Oh, that's amazing. And then Fallen in the White brings back Ecclesia. And that's it. Okay. Hey, you know what? I'm not mad at that. I learned something new. And now here we finally see a play. We see Lucius get summoned out and he has 5 mana. It looks like we're finally going to see Kevin's deck do something. This is just a harp on him. Obviously, you know, he's doing fine here. He's in a way better position than Chris at the moment. But now he is going to the battle phase and he's going to straight up just swing, 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 swing. And it looks like Chris is going to scoop it up. I mean, he had a Fallen in the Virtuous, but maybe it didn't matter. I don't know. Thank you guys for watching round number 2. If you want to play exciting matches just like this one, please head on over to Epik Cards and Games in Hearst, Texas, where we host Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, all at 7 p.m. for Modern, Edison at 7 p.m. on Thursday and Saturday for the Edison format players. Thank you guys for watching. Peace. Have a wonderful day.